Welcome to today's practice. Today it's mellow. Bring on your comfy clothes, big pants, long sleeve, get cozy, because this one is just going to be super chill. Most of it will be laying down, so that's going to be a treat. If you have a block, bring it in for the practice. If not, don't worry about it. You can also have a pillow or something with a hard surface. We're gonna get started laying down on our backs. So whenever you're ready to go there, land there. And actually, we're gonna start with our block today. If you have one, if not, that's okay. You're gonna place the block back behind the neck and you're gonna find sort of the edge of the block. And you're simply just gonna roll the neck side to side. The legs can be extended or bent, and if you don't have a block, just roll your neck side to side. You can even also finding a roller. But we're just gonna gently start here with a little self-massage. Starting right in the sweetness. And just finding a nice pace rolling side to side. Pausing in the sticky spots. And also let this be an opportunity to connect with the breath and establish long inhales and slower exhales. In and out through the nostrils with the breath. And take a few more rolls side to side. And slowly making your way back into center. Release the block from underneath you. Let the block come out to one side. And just take a moment here to feel into the sensations, to heat around the back of your neck. Maybe also a little bit on the sides. Bringing one hand to the belly, the other hand to your chest. And tracing the rhythm of your breath here. Noticing the belly expanding into one palm, the chest into the other. And a slow exhale back out. Pull yourself to be here energetically. Next time you breathe in, can you push the belly forward into the bottom hand? And then hold the breath there shortly. And then take another breath in, expand your chest. So sort of finding a wavy movement with the upper body with your breath. Filling up the chest. And then one slow exhale back out through the mouth. Imagine you're breathing out through a straw. And letting the exhale slip out slow. Controlled. And then again, take another inhale, expand belly, hold the breath there. Inhale to the chest. Slow exhale back out through the mouth. How long can you make your exhale? Before you take another in-breath, expand belly and pause. Expand the chest and pause. One slow exhale back out. Even using a little bit of core activation at the bottom of the belly to let the last air slip out. We're going to do that a few more rounds, expanding belly. Move the breath up to the chest and expand that area. One big exhale back out. Inhale, expand belly. Inhale, expand your chest. One slow exhale back out. Three more rounds. Inhale to belly. Inhale to the chest. Exhale back out. Inhale, push the navel forward. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, let it go. Last round. Inhale to belly. Inhale to chest. Exhale, let it go. A natural in-breath in. Let it go, exhale. And just establish a normal rhythm to your breath. If your legs are long to the mat, you're going to bend your knees. You're going to round a little bit through the spine here. Release the palms next to your hips. So find a little bit of a rounding in the back body. Walk the heels a little bit closer into the glutes. Rounding, pushing the lower back into the floor. Keep this activation and this rounding in the spine as you start to lift the hips up to the sky. Peel the lower back off the floor, middle back. Reach to the shoulders. Sending the hips high. Take an in-breath. And then exhale, lower down, upper back, middle back, lower back. When the sacrum lands back down to the floor, you stay on the floor, but see if you can find a little bit of an arching in the back body. So the middle back will peel off the floor. You're sending the chest high. And then exhale, round the spine, lift the hips back up. So sort of like cat-cow movements in the spine when we lift and lower. And imagine that you're peeling a sticker off and on the floor with your spine. So lowering down upper, middle, lower back down to the floor. Stay down. Arch the back body. Exhale, round the spine and start the lifting from lower back, middle back, upper back. Exhale, lower down upper, middle, lower. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round, really pressing the lower back firmly into the floor before you start the lifting. And we're just gonna do 2 or 3 more rounds like that. So lower down, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale to arch the back body. Exhale to round and lift. Inhale, pause at the top. Exhale, lower down, massage the spine. Inhale once more, arch the back body. Exhale, round and start the lifting. This time pausing at the top with the hips lifted. If you have the block, you're going to place the block underneath the sacrum. If you don't have a block, you can place a pillow underneath the lower back. You can also just be flat on the floor with the back body. Let the arms come out wide here, palms face up. Breathe into the length on the front side body here. And the block is going to be right at the sacrum. So we have a flat part of our back body, our lower back, and the block needs to be right there. I once heard a yoga teacher said, like, where you would place a tramp stamp, that's what you want the block. I find that very accurate. So tramp stamp, sacrum, whatever lands for you, whatever best alignment that gives you, you take that option. And land here with the heart space open. If you want more of a back bendy shape into your spine, you can lengthen the legs, but be mindful with the lower back here. And also, by the way, the block can be either on the lowest level or the next highest level. The further up you go, the more sensation, the more length you have on the front side body. You can totally keep it closer down to the floor if you want to enter a little bit more of a soft space physically. And just hang out here for a minute or two and feel it out. If the legs feels good long, you can hang out there. If you would rather have the knees bent and the sacrum a little bit more firmly into the block, that's the variation you choose. And in order to tap into what space that feels best for you, a good indicator is often to notice your breath. If you're struggling to breathe in a place, you want to take a step back. If you feel like you have more capacity for longer breaths, you can go deeper. And just let the hips become heavy here, upper body melts down, releasing a little bit around your jaw. Take 5 big breaths here. Fill up belly, rib cage, and chest. Invite the exhales to be slow. Maybe return back to that, breathing out through an imaginary straw. Or like blowing a kiss in the air. Big breath in. Slow breath back out. One more. Exhale, release. Inhale to find the block with your hand. Lift the hips off the block. Slide the block away from underneath you and lower down vertebra by vertebra. When you get back to your back body, pull the knees into the chest and take a little rock side to side. Arms around the shins. Give yourself a little massage for the lower back, the shoulder blades. Slide the neck long here. And from here, you're going to come back into center. You're going to keep the right knee into the chest. You're going to release the left foot down to the floor. Grabbing onto the right knee with the right hand, the left arm is going to come out to a T, but flip so the left palm face down. That's going to create a little bit more stability. And then you're going to start to draw some circles in that right hip socket. So guiding the right knee in circles with the right hand. You can also keep the left leg extended if you want a little bit more. Sometimes if you feel like it's a little bit wobbly, especially when you pull the right knee out to the side, what helps me is actually to rebend the left knee and be a little bit on the outside edge of the left foot like a half butterfly. That helps me with stability. But just choose a variation that feels good to you. And just roll out the right knee, swap direction if you haven't already. And then next time the right knee is out to the right side, you're going to pause there, hang out there. Big breath in and big breath out. If the left leg is not extended already, you can slide it long. Take a few more big breaths here. If it feels like too much for the hip, you can always sort of lower the outside edge of the right foot down to the floor. If you feel like it requires too much strength and too much tension to hold it up. Take another big breath in. And then on your exhale, you're gonna let the right knee come into the chest. Right arm extends out to a T. Take the left hand to the right knee and guide it across the body into a spinal twist. Flip the right hand so the palm face up. The gaze can turn right, or you can keep the neck straight down to your mat with the gaze up to the ceiling. Just finding a place that feels good for the neck. You can always slide a block or a pillow underneath the right knee or in between the legs. Closing down the eyes if that feels good to you. Inviting both shoulders to ground down to the floor. Hang out here in silence for a minute or two. And just focus on your breathing. Create space with your breath in the middle back, upper back. Expanding the right rib cage. And find a little bit of a softening physically around the facial muscles when you exhale. Around the jaw, unclenching the teeth. Softening around your shoulders. And invite in another 5 deep breaths here. In slow motion, if the gaze is turned right, you're going to gaze back up to the ceiling. You're going to find the left knee with the right foot. So let the right heel ground onto the left knee. Extend both arms out to a T. You're going to bend the left knee in. And then you're going to return back to center so the right ankle ends up stacking on top of the left knee. Maybe lift the hips a little bit up to square off back into center. So landing right ankle on top of the left knee, pause here, open up the hip. From here, pull the knees into the chest as they are without using the hands at first. See how far you can get them into the chest. Press the inside of the right knee away from you with the right hand. And then from that place, left arm travels around the left leg, right arm travels in between, the space between left and right leg. Interlacing hands either to the front of the left shin or the back of the left leg. Restorative pigeon, laying pigeon. Relaxing the left heel into the glute. Landing here again with a big breath. And often when it comes to hip openers, it takes some time for us physically to soften into it. So don't judge the posture too much in the first 5 breaths. I find that the more we stay in the posture, the more softness you can gradually invite in. Just allowing the body to take its time to arrive into a physical space. And try not to think so much like you need to go into a certain depth or this certain stretch. You have the alignment now, and now it's just your task to just soften into it. Don't overthink it, don't overdo it. Just find that sweet spot in between effort and softness, in between sensation and being at ease. Take another 5 deep breaths. Keeping the right ankle stacked on top of the left knee, slowly release the grip around the left leg. Let the arms return back out to a T. From here, you're going to send the left foot out to the edges of the mat, out to the left side. You're going to drop both knees over to the right, so guiding the inside of the left knee down with the right ankle. Sending the hips a little bit forward. If this doesn't feel comfortable for the knees, let it go. So we are on the inside of the left foot, using the weight of the right ankle on top of the left knee to draw the knee down. And maybe you have sensation around the left front thigh. Maybe it's a little bit around the interior thighs. This one really shifts body from body to body where people feel this one, depending on what physical activities you've been doing, whether it's surfing, a strengthening class with me, or walking, running, can really hit different this one. And we're not here for too long. Unravel back to center. Place the left foot back into center, still with the right ankle stacked on top of the left knee. You're going to send the hips a little bit over to your right and swap it out. So knees are going to come over to the left. You're going to ground the right foot down. And from here, you're going to press onto the left front thigh or the left knee with the right ankle and send the knee away from you. I feel this one. So you'll start to have a lot of sensation around either the right hip flexor or somewhere around the IT band can also hit, front of the right thigh. And sort of see if you can sort of relax the legs. Don't try to tense up. There is a little bit of activation with pushing the right knee away from you, keeping the whole right foot down to the floor, but try not to like force it too much. Just let your exhales allow you to go deeper and to drop momentum a little bit into the legs. And again, if tension is starting to crawl into the knees, you can either find a little bit more of a soft version of this one by bringing the left knee further into center. The further you bring it up and the more you send the right knee away from you, the more sensation you get. So just find again that sweet spot between effort and softness. And hang out here for another 5 breaths. Allowing the jaw to release. In slow motion, unravel back to center. Place the left foot down to the floor. Send the hips back into center. And extend that right leg up to the sky. Interlace the hands to the back of the right leg and just roll out the right ankle. We've been with the knees bent for a while, so just get a nice stretch for the back of that right leg. You can also extend the left leg long if it feels okay. But if you start to arch too much in the back body, if you have the left leg extended, re-bend the left knee and sort of imprint the lower back into the floor and isolate this movement more, this sensation more in the back of the right leg. Maybe send the hands further up that right leg to the calf. And just roll it around, swap direction of the circles if you haven't already. And then from here, pause in stillness. Find a place where you can stay for 5 breaths. Maybe extend that left leg if you keep the lower back imprinted. 5 deep breaths here. Keep flexing the right toes. One more big breath in. And on your exhale, release the right leg down to the floor. If you haven't already been sliding the left leg long, slide it long so you land straight on your back body with both legs straight. From here, interlacing the hands to the back of the head, elbows out wide, sort of like a beach day. And from here, you're going to stack the right ankle on top of the left. You're going to lift both heels off the floor, send them over to the left side. And then in the same movement, also sending left elbow down towards the feet. So sort of finding like half moon banana shape posture with the body. You want to shift the right hip down, so don't sort of land on the side body. We want to stay on our back bodies, letting the right elbow travel down to the floor as well. If it feels too much for the shoulders, an option is also to keep the right hand to the back of the head and just reach the left fingertips down. That's another option. So just find that place where you feel the length into the right side body. Closing down the eyes and relax your hips, pelvic floor, upper body. The more you relax, the more you're going to feel into this one. And get the length in on the right side body. twisted kind of beach day. Invite your breath to be filling, to be slow. Maybe you invite yourself to go deeper, drawing the left elbow further down, but still trying to imprint more or less the right elbow, the right shoulder down to the floor. It will have a little bit of space, floor to elbow, but try to really pull it down to keep the length, and also shifting the left hip forward, right hip down. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Unravel the legs back into center. Keep the interlace to the back of the head and move the upper body back into center. Bend your knees. From here, peel the shoulder blades off the floor. Wrap the elbows in towards each other. Get a nice stretch for the back of the neck. Round the spine. Chin into chest. Maybe move a little bit side to side. Open one elbow out to one side and swap it out. Just moving it gently side to side. Releasing a little bit around the neck. Coming back into center. Let the shoulder blades come back down to the floor. Release the hands from the back of the head. Let the palms come down next to your hips. Take a moment here, laying flat onto the back with the knees bent. Maybe a windshield wiper the knees a little bit side to side just to reset before we do the other side. Whenever you feel ready, come back into center with the feet to the floor. Bring the left knee into the chest. Grab onto the left knee with the left hand. And again, the right leg can either stay long, it can be like sort of like a half butterfly, or just the right foot to the floor. You're going to take some circles in that left hip socket, drawing left knee around, guiding it with the left hand. Pausing in the sticky spots, the sore spots. Hang out there for a breath or two. And if you feel like it feels still wobbly, the right palm can come out to a T, placing the palms down to the floor, and create some stability with the upper body to keep this posture. Swap direction of the circles if you haven't already. And then next time the left knee is out to the left side, you're going to pause there with the hip open. It can stay hovering in the air, or you can place the outside edges of the left foot down to the floor if it feels like it's tensing up in the left shoulder to hold it up. And just land here either also with the right leg extended or bend, whatever feels best. Inviting the hips to relax, the shoulders to soften. Expanding belly, ribcage, and chest. Soften physically on your exhales. If the right knee is to a bend, you're going to slide it long down to the mat. You're going to release the grip from the left knee, let the left hand come out to a T. Guide the left knee into the chest, catch onto it with the right hand, and guide the leg across the body into a spinal twist. Oh, this one feels good. Crack, crack. Both my back buddies cracking and the floor. Landing here, right hand to left knee. Shoulders ground down to the floor. The gaze can turn left. A block and a pillow can always be placed underneath this left knee or in between the legs. And just hang out here in the silence. Let the breath create space for you in the middle back, upper back. And find length on your exhales in the left side body. And even though we're gripping onto the left knee with the right hand, can you keep that grip soft? Take another 5 deep breaths. And from here, you're going to release the grip with the right hand to the left knee, right arm out to a T. Find the top of the right knee with the left foot, and then bend the bottom leg in. Return back to center so you land with the right foot to the floor, left ankle stacks on top of the right knee. Readjust yourself here so you land flat on your back. Pull the legs into the chest as they are without using the hands at first. Left hand to the inside of the left knee, open up that hip. And then from that space, bring the legs a little closer if you can to the chest. Left hand goes in between the legs, right arm catches around. You can interlace the hands to the front of the right shin or somewhere in the back of the thigh. Again, keeping the grip soft. Relaxing the right heel into the glute. And just land here. Again, allowing your body to have some time to process, to enter the posture. Support it with big breaths. And notice what areas in your body where you can sort of soften and release any physical holdings. few more breaths here. If your mind starts to wander off to elsewhere, bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to the body and where you have sensation. One more big breath in. Big breath out, release the grip of the right knee or the right thigh. Place the right foot down to the floor. Arms come back out to a T and walking the right foot to the edges of the mat. Bring both knees over to the left side, guiding the inside of the right knee down with the left ankle. And again, if it feels too much for the knees, release it. And I find that the more the right knee is into center and a little bit over to the right, the more sensation you can get into this one. We're not here for too long. Focus on relaxing the hips, pelvic floor. I have an ant crawling in my armpit. That's so funny. It's like almost like intentional that it wants to tickle me. It feels personal. Final breath in. Final exhale back out. Move the legs back up. Place the right foot back into center. Lift the hips to also come back into center with the upper body. And then from there, send the hips a little bit over to the left actually. Drop the left bottom foot over to the right side. And then again, finding that push of the outside edge of the left ankle into the right knee to send the left knee away from you and open up that hip. Arms still out to a T. And again, not forcing it too much, just find a subtle push, a subtle opening of the hip away from you. Hang out in the juice, IT band, hip flexor, maybe the glute. Releasing if it's causing tension in the knees. Five more deep breaths. Slow motion, unravel back to center. Right foot grounds back down to the floor. Shift the hips back into center and extend that left leg up to the sky. Interlace the hands to the back of the left leg and just roll out the ankle in circles. Right foot can stay onto the floor. You can extend the bottom leg long to the floor, but if your lower back and middle back starts to peel from the floor, you want to rebend that right knee and really imprint the lower back to the floor. Swap direction of the ankle circles. And then finding a place of stillness with the left leg, flexing out the left toes and hang out here 5 deep breaths. Maybe finding the right leg long to your mat. My left leg is shaking. That's a good thing. It's working, it's alive. That's what we want. One more big breath in. Big breath out, slide the right leg long and let the left leg land right next to it. So landing straight on your back body, both legs straight and long. Interlace the hands to the back of the neck, elbows out wide. One final banana shape. Left ankle stacks on top of the right. Lift the heels off the floor, send them over to your right side. And from here, see if you can sort of release the right glute from underneath you. So you can shift the left hip down and then send the right elbow down to the feet as well, making sure that the shoulder blades sort of release a little bit from underneath you. So scoop them away from underneath you. Left elbow travels down towards the floor, and again, another version to this one is to reach the right fingertips down towards the feet. Finding weight into the hip pelvic floor. Breathe into the length of the left side body. Shifting right hip up, left hip down. Focus on long inhales, even longer exhales. An opportunity to go deeper if you want the last 5 breaths. Maybe sending the heels further over to the right, but still making sure that the hips are squared off to the ceiling. You don't want to land on the right side body, stay on your back body. Relaxing the feet. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Unravel the legs back into center. Keep the interlace to the back of the head and move the upper body into center as well. Rebend the knees. Same way as before. Peel the shoulder blades off the floor. Wrap the elbows in towards each other. Find that nice stretch for the back of the neck. Maybe move a little bit side to side. And then slow motion, unravel. Hands next to the hips. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out wide, butterfly. Land here either with the arms out wide, or one palm can travel to the belly, one palm to the chest. Returning back to that tracing of the breath. Maybe shifting the knees a little bit side to side. A little flying butterfly to come into a silent butterfly. Return back to the breath pattern of expanding belly in one inhale. Take another inhale and expand the chest. One slow exhale back out through the mouth. Imagine you're breathing out through a straw. Inhale, expand belly. Inhale, expand chest. One slow exhale back out. Three more rounds. Inhale. Inhale. Slow exhale. Expand belly. Expand chest. Empty all the air out to the bottom of the belly. Last one. Inhale. Inhale. Slow exhale. A natural in-breath in. Big breath out. Let the knees return back in towards each other. Pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze, a nice hug. Peel the shoulder blades off the floor. Forehead into the knees, curl in. And then just release into Shavasana. Extend the legs long, extend the arms out wide. Of course, if there's anything that you feel like you're missing in the practice, you're more than welcome to go there. If you're ready to just unwind and soften into a place of stillness physically and mentally, I invite you to go there now. Notice the sensations in the body, the areas that we have visited, the hips, thighs. In general, the lower part of the body. What sensations are you picking up from our practice? What footprints have we placed? Feel into the space you've created in the upper body with your breath. The softening around your hips with the physical practice. And I encourage you to stay as long as you would like here in Shavasana. I'm going to leave you here and say thank you guys so much. Please take this time to have a pause and just be with yourself for a minute. Feels so good. Thank you guys so much for moving with me. I hope you feel great. Can't wait to move with you next time. Full body stretch. Bye, guys.